No doubt, K-pop Demon Hunters has been Netflix's breakout hit of the year. But what most people don't realize is that the movie almost looked very different. Several scenes, some of them jaw-droppingly good, were finished, polished, and then chopped right before the premiere. For all the hype around K-pop Demon Hunters, one thing left fans grumbling. Roomy and Jinu never share a kiss. Here's the truth. Those kisses were in the film. Plural. In fact, director Maggie Kang later admitted that the runtime had to be capped at 85 minutes, which meant slicing out a lot more than just background filler. The animators quietly revealed that not one, not two, but 3 separate kiss scenes between Roomy and Jinu hit the cutting room floor. These weren't throwaway pecs either. They had intimate talks, quiet moments, and even a cheeky bit where Roomy accidentally pops open Jinu's shirt, something he apparently takes in stride. But it wasn't only the romance that got axed. Entire beats hinting at the characters' hidden histories, plot twists that would have flipped the story on its head, and subtle sequel teases also vanished. So buckle up, grab your popcorn, and subscribe to the channel because we're digging into every missing gem K-pop Demon Hunters kept locked away, right here on Zigzag. Do you want to know one of the sweetest setups that never got to see the light of day? The Aquarium trip. In the scrapped sequence, Roomy and Jinu wander through glowing tanks, surrounded by swirling schools of neon fish, and finally start opening up about their tangled pasts and that little complication of Jinu's demon tendencies. Perfectly normal date material. And just when the mood is so thick you could slice it with a butter knife, the scene was meant to tip over into a long-awaited kiss, one that would have sent the fandom into collective meltdown. Instead, it got cut without mercy, leaving fans stuck replaying whatever crumbs of romance the movie actually left in. I mean, seriously. For a movie filled with idols and beautiful people, how could they do that to us? The songs are nice and the fighting scenes animation is amazing, but we all know what we're really here for. Am I right? Or am I right? If you watched this movie and had a few Sailor Moon or Totally Spies vibes, you're definitely correct. The movie has major magical girl anime vibes, and that's just one of the things we got robbed in the final cut of the animation. During one of the initial scenes, after the girls see the Saja boys for the first time during their street performance of Soda Pop, they get real mad that they're stealing their fans, and Roomy says, "Let's get battle ready." And while some of the initial stuff appears in the final movie, like this scene of the hallway of outfits and the skincare routine, it seems like the deleted version of the same scene was much more magical girl transformation than the final version. And honestly, I think that this is a crime and someone should pay. Just look at this. What in the Totally Spies is this? I wish we got this version instead, you know? Not that the final version is bad. It's just that it lacks the magical girl feeling of it. But what do you think? If you like the scrapped version better, drop it down below in the comments, the hashtag Transformation, so we get to know you better. Going back to the romance side of things, we need to talk about Jinu. Just like everyone else, we can't get enough of him. And honestly, we're still not okay after the way he went out. The guy literally gave up his life for the girl he loved, poured everything into protecting her, and didn't even get a kiss for it. Like seriously, my dude literally gave Roomy his freaking soul when he sacrificed himself. And that was always intended. You know, the illustrators have confirmed he was always meant for a tragic fate. He was written to leave from the very beginning. But here's the kicker. His original exit was supposed to be way more poetic. Instead of what we saw, he would have handed his hat to Roomy before fading away into an open, mysterious scene. One that subtly teased he might come back in a sequel. Since he said he gave the hat to the tiger, but the bird kept stealing it, it would have been a good payoff for that setup. And let's be real. There's still so much we don't know about him. Why did he turn into a demon? What was his childhood like? What's behind that constant craving for freedom, tied to so much buried pain? If a sequel actually dives into his backstory, fans will lose their minds over the leader of the Saja boys. Because honestly, K-pop Demon Hunters without Jinu? Not the same. Trying to pair Roomy with someone else just doesn't work. Jinu is one of a kind. No debates. So if the sequel doesn't bring him back, we might just end up outside with protest signs that glow in the dark and TikTok choreography demanding justice. Kidding. But also not kidding. And hey, there's actually a decent shot he could return. Maybe even with the whole band in tow. One character who definitely didn't win over the fandom was Seline. Her overprotective streak went way past caring and straight into, "Can you breathe over there, Roomy?" territory. Nothing was ever going to happen to Roomy on her watch, especially after the death of Roomy's parents. But then came the twist that nuked whatever sympathy she had left. Seline might have had a hand in Roomy's mom's death. That bombshell was never addressed in the final cut, but one deleted scene pulled no punches. Roomy, eyes brimming with tears, looking Seline dead in the face and asking, "Why did you kill my mom?" Pure K-drama energy. It didn't make the movie, but it's the kind of emotional grenade that could easily be dropped in a sequel, or even a spin-off series. The theory had been floating around anyway, that Seline's suffocating protectiveness wasn't just care, it was guilt, and not the malicious kind. Seline and Roomy's mom had actually been close friends. The tragedy? A complete accident. Of course, this being a story drenched in mystery, fans have cooked up their own wilder versions. One popular theory says Roomy's dad, a powerful demon, tied his soul to his wife's so Gimma couldn't fully take control of him. When Seline fought him, she accidentally killed them both. The spicier take? Seline went for the dad on purpose, and Roomy's mom stepped in to take the hit, a Romeo and Juliet-level tragedy. K-pop edition. The animators have insisted Seline was always meant to be a tragic figure, not a villain. But with whispers of a sequel in the air, well, a redemption arc can turn on a dime, and a tragic hero can become the ultimate twist villain before you know it. We all know the big bad of the movie is not Jinwoo, and it's actually Gimma, the fire entity that speaks in people's mind about their insecurities and turn them into demons by making them acto on their biggest fears and making them do horrendous things. But this fiery version of Gimma was supposed to look very different and way more demonic. In early concepts, this is what he should have looked like. He was this huge tiger-spider hybrid demon with no eyes that would make his grand appearance after the Your Idol, in which the Saja boys would manage to steal the souls of the entire crowd, sending a beam of red light into the sky, which would crack open and Gimma would come out of it like the end of the world itself. Pretty spooky if you ask me. But that way they would have to change the entire final fight, and we probably wouldn't have gotten the amazing "This Is What It Sounds Like" song, which goes straight to the point and is very emotional, considering the reunion of the trio along with Jinwoo's sacrifice. Speaking of sacrifice, it's no sacrifice at all to subscribe to the channel. I bet you can do it without even pausing the video. So click on that red button down below to join the Huntrix army. One of the biggest missed opportunities in K-pop Demon Hunters was how the movie skimmed over the characters' backstories. Let's be honest, Roomy's past was full of unanswered questions. Who exactly was her father? How did he die? Why would her mom, a human, fall in love with a demon in the first place? And what was the real event that made both of them vanish from her life? The film tossed all of that at us like a mystery bomb, then basically shrugged and said, "Guess you'll have to wait." But one deleted scene could have cleared up a lot. Right after Roomy's transformation during the song Takedown, she was originally meant to show up alone in a heavy, emotional setting, standing in front of her mom's cracked gravestone with a dark violet demonic aura swirling around her, like a portal to hell was seconds from tearing open. The wall between the human and demon realms had gotten so weak that low-level dark spirits were already seeping through. In the middle of this chaos, a shadowy force would rise from the ground and pull Roomy toward the grave, triggering buried childhood memories she had tried to block out. In that flashback, she would see her father, a calm, gentle demon, handing her a violet flower. That flower wasn't just sentimental. It was directly tied to her mystical sword, revealing where her powers truly came from. In fact, in the first version of the script, Roomy's scars weren't purple. They were violet to match the flower's meaning. It was a detail that would have deepened her design and added way more emotional punch to her transformation, while finally explaining her connection to the demon world. Cutting it? Painful. And yeah, fans noticed. Here's hoping the sequel brings all of that back, and maybe turns the emotional dial all the way up.